night haze, chasing shadows in the darkest maze. Footsteps echo in the empty hall, mysteries waiting on our call. Bigfoot stomping through the pines, aliens sending secret signs. EVPs in the dead of night, ghosts dancing in the pale moonlight. Paranormal 411, we bring it to you. Truth behind the veil, gotta pursue you.
Hello.
Hello.
No one's got to see us in a week, Jason. A week.
I know, right?
I want to say, that the Blondes and Booze, I'm sorry that I was not feeling good. I was in another state and just started feeling really bad. So, hey, Ruth, look at that. Wow. Hola.
About time.
I'm telling you, it's been a while since
Been a while.
Shown up. But no, so me running off, I guess, put everything back a little bit last week. So everybody's starting to roll in. Thanks everybody for starting to show up. And oh, she says she actually got the notification. We love it when people get notifications.
Yes.
So it's going to be a great show. This Saturday, we're going to have a great show.
Yeah, we got Dr. Christopher Macklin coming on to talk about Greenland. The mystery of Greenland.
It's going to be a fun show. And I'm going to do a teaser. Jason and I are going to do something that we have not ever done. Well,
are we?
I mean, some stuff.
Oh, okay.
All together that we haven't done. So we're going to go out and do some investigating on a bunch of different things in a bunch of different places this year. And I'm just teasing this out, but we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Hey, Michelle.
Hello, Michelle.
And putting something different out than what we do on this show. It's going to be something that's going to be that we're going to film on location and then put it out. Right, Jason?
Yeah.
So when
it's in the works.
Yeah, when it gets closer to time for us to air and all that stuff, then we will hype it up a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting because it's something we never did, like David said, and it may make it. Because we got some big plans coming.
We do. And if everything works the way that we want it to, then it's going to be pretty nice, I think. So just stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
So tonight, though, we're going to be talking about death as a dimensional transition.
Yes.
So we're going to go deep into one of the most fundamental questions in paranormal. What happens when we die?
Yes.
And we want you to forget everything you think you know about ghosts, spirits, and the afterlife. We're exploring death not as an ending, but as a dimensional transition, a shift in your frequency, and a change in just your overall state.
Yep.
And this is going to challenge how you think about consciousness, reality, and what it means to be alive. So David's going to start us off.
Right. Well, we've kind of talked about this in many different forms over the years that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And one of the things is the fundamental law of physics itself. And we've said this a million times. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, right? So it could only change forms. Now, this is high school science, everybody. It's the first law of thermodynamics.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Loudon. It is the first law of thermodynamics and is not up for debate. It is observable, it is measurable and repeatable. So let's apply that to consciousness. Your brain right now is generating organized electromagnetic activity. Now, this is not random static. It is structured, patterned, and intentional. Now, science can measure it with EEG machines. They can watch your thoughts light up in real time. So here's a question. When your body shuts down, when your heart beats that final beat, when your brain flatlines, where does that energy go? And this is a question we've talked about many a times on this show.
Yes.
Right.
And it's definitely there.
Right. Well, I mean, again, it can't be created nor destroyed. So energy is constant.
Right.
It just changes phases, right? And the easiest way to tell people a lot of times is like water. You have multiple stages of water, right? You have ice, you have liquid, and then you have the vapor. But it's always in that form. So a materialist person would say, oh, it just dissipates. It becomes heat and then it's gone. But is that really how energy works? Because it's not. Energy does not work that way. Now, energy does put off heat. But energy does not vanish. It transforms itself. And if consciousness is electromagnetic, so if it's energy that is organized by awareness, then it does not just stop exiting when the body dies. It has to change state. So again, just like I was just saying, think about water. Liquid water doesn't disappear when it freezes. It becomes ice, but the same molecules, different structure. Heat it up and it becomes steam. It's still H2O. It's just vibrating at a very different frequency. So what if death works the exact same way? What if consciousness doesn't end? It just shifts into a different dimensional frequency. And again, this is stuff that we've talked about a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is, because when you get into stuff like this, it's, first of all, it makes you think, right? It makes you stop, slow down, and think about reality, reality itself. And then what is this thing that everybody, like you said at the beginning, Jason, everybody wants to talk about what is after this, what comes next. But then what's the most fundamental question that you should ask before even that? Right? What is consciousness itself? Who are we? What are we? We're definitely not this meat suit that we inhabit while we're here. I think that we're much higher beings than that. And I think that's some of the stuff that we're going to hit on throughout the night.
Yeah. I mean, before you think that we've gone full science fiction, we can talk about dimensions.
Yes.
So,
one of your favorite things, Jason?
Huh?
One of your favorite things to talk about.
I know. I love dimensions. Where'd you go?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
I just transitioned. See?
Yeah. Wow.
It
What did you see?
was light.
Oh.
At the end of a dark tunnel.
But as well as I do, when a lot of people, when most people hear, oh, another dimension, they picture comic books, Stranger Things,
Yeah.
the
Marvel Universe,
the shows. But these things really aren't a fantasy. It's mathematics, like David said. You live in 4 dimensions. Right now, you live in 4 dimensions. 3 that are space, length, width, height, and 1 that's time.
That's right. Time is supposed to be the 4th dimension.
Yeah. But modern physics don't stop. It don't stop right there. String theory proposes up to 11 dimensions.
Yep.
Quantum mechanics suggests parallel layers of reality existing at the same time.
Yep.
So these aren't places you travel to on a spaceship or through a Stargate, right?
Yep.
I'd like to go through a Stargate though. They're here. They're overlapping with our reality. They're operating at frequencies that we can't perceive, or that we normally can't perceive.
Right.
So think about radio waves. Right now, there are hundreds of signals passing through your body, mine and your body. AM radio, FM radio, Wi-Fi, cell phone, Bluetooth. You can't even see them. You can't see none of these waves. You can't hear them, but they're there. They're real. And if you have the right receiver, you can tune into them, right?
Yep.
So what if consciousness after death works the same way?
Right.
Not heaven floating in the clouds, not hell beneath the earth, but a neighboring dimension operating at a different frequency.
Right.
But your awareness would continue in this alternate dimension. You'd still be intelligent, still be conscious, and you'd still be real.
Yep.
And you don't need faith to accept this. You need physics, right?
Yep.
It's all physics.
Yes.
It can be proven.
Well, scientifically, I mean, that's pretty much what they already know.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people ask a question about like, so, you know, well, you're sitting here saying that the dead exist in other dimensions. Well, how do they interact with us and we interact with them? Right. Yes. We did a show on that, Michelle, actually, and that is very possible where when you sleep, you are literally traveling to you in another dimension. Yes.
You know, that brings up something that I can remember just a week ago. A week ago, I had this dream. I think I might have told you about it, David.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving in my car, and it had been raining, and I just started hydroplaning back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I had Jace in the car, but the next morning when I got up, and it was pouring down rain. It was so bad outside. I couldn't. I thought it might have been a premonition or something, you know, but because it was so real, I could have been visiting myself in a parallel universe.
Well, you know, and if you remember our show on pretty much that same subject, what did we say about that? We said that that's very possibly you died in another universe and then whoop, you came into this body, right? So now you're sharing a body with your other self in this universe.
Wow. Yeah.
And then you thought it was a dream, right? So those times you dream that you're drowning, you dream that whatever. the moment that you go to die or whatever, you wake up is actually not you waking up from the dream, but you actually died in that universe, but you had transferred your consciousness had transferred over into this next reality. And that's why
Yes.
you still remembered it.
Yeah.
And I think that also could be why a lot of dreams that you have like that, you also forget so quickly because your body starts adapting to its new environment. And so it forgets part of the old environment. Just a guesstimation, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
So how do we capture EVPs, right? So the question I said, if the dead exist in another dimension, how do we interact with them? Why do we capture EVPs or electronic voice phenomena on recorders? Why do spirits respond to questions during investigations? Why do objects move, temperatures drop, EMF meters spike? I think that this is a pretty simple answer. Dimensions overlap. So think of it, reality, like kind of like layers of glass stacked on top of each other. Now, most of the time you're looking through your layer and your dimension, and you cannot see what's on the other side. But in certain conditions, that barrier gets thin. Whether it's emotion, intention, awareness, trauma, love, fear, these things create resonance, and they strengthen the connection between the layers. So that may be why hauntings cluster around places of extreme emotion, battlefields, hospitals, prisons, old homes where family lived and loved and suffered. It's not because ghosts are stuck. They're in some tragic loop. It's because the energy there is still active, still resonating between those dimensions. So when we show up with intention, and we talk about this a lot, don't we, Jason? Intention. Hey,
Yeah.
Randy. They want
you-
tacos? Yes.
Did
I
you
love
see?
tacos. We talk about intentions a lot, right, Jason? Especially on the paranormal side, because we believe that intentions can also bring things into an investigation that were not originally there. And intentions also keep things from coming home with you. And, you know, that's another multi-layered thing. But when we show up with these intentions, when we ask questions, when we focus our awareness, we're doing the same thing a radio does. We're literally tuning in. Careful, the woo-woo shall not be mocked.
What's up, Jeff?
How you doing, Jeff?
Been listening to your band all day long.
Hey, the stuff they're putting out's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to have to do, sorry, everybody, but time out for a second. I've been thinking about this since they've been starting to do their live thing that they kind of been putting out a little bit of that stuff. One of these days, I already talked to Jeff a little bit. We're going to have to give them a link. And maybe when we go on a break, or we could go on a break,
Yeah.
then they could come in. We could push the button, bring them in live, and let them play through the break.
I like it.
That's pretty cool, right? Just saying. All right, we're back. Back to the topic here.
No, I was listening to one more thing. I was listening to their song. I think it was 2021 when they put it out. The Receiver or something.
The Receiver. That's a damn good song, man.
It is. All I had to do was type in, or I didn't even type it in. I just spoke it into my radio, and it brought them up.
You see what Mike says?
You guys ever notice that a squonk kind of looks like a ball? What's a squonk?
I don't know what a squonk is. Michael, you're going to have to tell us what a squonk is now.
Yeah.
because I'm gonna have to look it up and see, exactly what this with legs is actually going to be. Oh my goodness.
Squonk.
Squonk.
Michael, he's out on the road, I think, right now doing his rally thing.
Oh no, I think he finished the rally.
Oh, really?
Just Google it. Okay, we'll Google it. Gonna have to Google it. And then you need to put it up on the screen because it's
a cryptid.
What? Okay, that's it. You've got it. You've got to Google it and put it up on the screen, Jason.
Let me go ahead and finish this
yes.
part. I'll look for it.
Go ahead. So spirits are not speaking English into a recorder. They're projecting through consciousness into electromagnetic energy. That recorder only picks up that energy and translates it into sound. So that's why EVPs are often fragmented, distorted, or maybe even hard to hear. It's not because they're weak or confused. It's because they're translating through into energy and energy into matter across a dimensional barrier. So it's like trying to have a cell phone conversation through a damaged signal. The intelligence is there. The awareness is there. The medium is just unstable. Again, we've talked about a lot of this stuff broken up through a lot of our different shows. And when it comes to dimensional things, I think that we've had. You've seen it before, Jason?
Yeah, I was watching his show. The girl on there showed a picture of it. Looks like it's taking shit to me. I'm gonna show the picture after you get done.
All right, I'm done.
So this is what a squonk is. Let me find it here.
Yes, Michael. Yep. No different than Google Translate, just on a dimensional level. Absolutely. I'm waiting. I'm just going to see this.
I'm fixing to do it. Uh-oh. Let me figure this out.
Oh, my goodness.
Trying to figure out how to get it on there now.
Right there it is. I got it.
All right. There we go.
Man, you're right, Mike.
That's a squonk, a cryptid, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Man. Oh my God, that is crazy. Oh, what the everybody, that is a squonk. We're gonna have to do a show on the squonk now, aren't we?
So this is supposed to be a mythical creature that's supposed to live in hemlock forest in northern Pennsylvania. That's what it's supposed to look like.
It looks like a fat bulldog that maybe has mange. And he's trying to take a dump. That's interesting.
Well, I'm trying to get you back on here.
Yeah, you can leave me on. Looks like cashmere naked. Yes, it's cashmere honey with no fur. Yeah. Yep. That's funny.
Oh yeah. So back to the topic. What?
We're just twirling a little bit. It's
That's
not bad.
so funny.
It
That
ain't
is so funny. The squonk.
squonk.
Which one did you just do? Segment 3?
Yep.
Okay.
You're on number 4.
So
Cuatro.
So now we're going to talk about the 2 types of hauntings, which we talk about this all the time.
Yep.
And why this dimensional model would explain both. So you got residual hauntings, which are like the recordings, energy imprints that are left behind where emotions was extreme.
Paul's on here now.
Hey, Paul. It would be like a soldier dying in battle, and a woman weeping in grief, a child laughing. The energy doesn't just evaporate; it gets embedded, like a photograph burned into the film. So when the conditions are right, similar weather, similar emotional states, similar electromagnetic activity, that imprint replays.
Yep.
It's not a conscious spirit, it's just an echo. It's just the same event, same location, same time of day. That's what a residual haunting is.
Yep. It's like a movie playing. It doesn't matter if you're there, not there. It's going to do what it does.
So, an intelligent hauntings, they're different. These are active, aware consciousness, and they reach across from dimensions. They reach across from another dimension. They can respond to questions. They react to names. They interact with the environment. Same mechanism, same energy, different expression. One's a recording, the other's a conversation. So, and here's what it's what's wild. Both of these can happen in the same location. You might catch a residual imprint or a past event and then have an intelligent spirit respond to your reaction to it. So it's not a contradiction. It's just layered reality.
Right. Well, and then, go on top of that. We've talked to people that's had the same thing happen where they have had interactions with something that almost seemed like you scared them. So it was almost like this dimensional thing to where you were their ghost while they were your ghost,
Yeah.
And when that happens, it's like, man, that's just kind of interesting. If you have, so we're going to address some of the more uncomfortable questions, right? So if death is just a dimensional shift, so if consciousness just continues, why do some spirits seem confused, maybe angry, they're stuck? Well, let's just throw around a theory. Maybe, just maybe, not all transitions are clean. Most consciousness detaches smoothly, so it just shifts frequency, stabilizes in the neighboring dimension. But maybe strong emotions, fear, guilt, rage, unfinished love, maybe these can create some instability. Think of it like static interference. Maybe the spirit hasn't fully transitioned. They're caught between frequencies. So not really in our world, but not really in another one. They're just in between. So that instability causes repeated appearances, confusion, emotional behavior. they're not reliving a past like a loop. They're oscillating, they're flickering between dimensional layers. And because they're unstable, they're easier to perceive. That's why the most active hauntings often involve trauma. So there's a violence, sudden death. Now, it's not because these spirits are trapped or in some kind of punishment, but maybe because the transition was disrupted. And here's the compassionate part. If we understand this, we can help. Now, I'm not talking about with religious rituals or exorcisms, but again, like we've talked about a bunch, with intention, acknowledgement, resolution.
Mm-hmm.
By helping them stabilize, by giving them what they need emotionally, we can help them complete the transition. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think I'm not putting down, some investigators that do say they send people on.
Right.
But sometimes I don't get it. I don't get the go toward the light. You're free. You go. I don't know if they could actually do that. We could be their support,
Right.
but I think that spirit has to want to do it.
Right. It's their
For
con.
one. They have the choice.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we can just push them out. I think they have to want to, and I think there might be a light. I don't know, but
Right.
I'm just saying to help them cross over would be just emotional support and understanding. I think, not ghost busting.
Mike, that you would definitely be very frustrated about that. He says, well, imagine being a German male during World War I and you get gassed or die in a trench warfare, only to come back as a Russian man forced to service during World War II, only to get killed as a deserter by your own government. And then you come back as a Japanese baby, only to get Nagasaki'd. You would be pretty frustrated. What are you doing to me? Why do I keep doing this? And what's funny is that it seems like, we choose to come back to this life.
Yeah.
In whatever form we end up coming back. Paul says he'd come back as a dung beetle.
You might come back as what was that called?
A scarab?
A skong?
Oh, yeah.
A skunk? A skong. Yeah. You need to see that picture. As Mike said, it looks like a ball sack with legs.
You think something bad happened and they hang around to get justice? I don't know, because a squonk, Mike says. I don't know. I don't know if I think sometimes you can how am I going to put this, Daryl? I think that's a good question, but I think that you can have a spirit that's maybe not happy about the way they died, or the conditions of their death, or what happened to cause them to die. But I honestly believe that more times than not, after the death of this body, the majority of the people transition, like what we're talking about. They transition over to the next dimension, to the next whatever it is that we go to, and most of that human meat sack stuff is dropped. It's gone, right? It's like yesterday's news. They don't even care about it because there's greener pastures over there. I do think, but now for some of these that are stuck because of how they died and everything that we've also been talking about. That is possible, that they're wanting something, even if it's acknowledgement from
Yeah.
us that that we understand or whatever. Because I mean, more times than not, these people maybe have died long enough that, or be dead long enough that the people who say someone murdered them or whatever may not even still be around. So, but they could be in that transition state where they're stuck in between this and the next.
Yeah,
I, I, I think it's a good question.
I think it also, when they die, a tragic death or unexpected death, I think that might, like we said, disrupt the transition, right?
Yep.
It could disrupt it, and maybe they don't know they're really dead. Maybe it was such a shock to them, they don't know they're dead.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do.
I know Paul says that may be a new nickname for Mike.
Skonk.
Squonk.
Squonk.
Squonk. And it could be, like Michelle saying, the next life lesson. It could be. But when you talk to a lot of psychic mediums and things like that, we've had quite a few on the show. And then you listen to other shows and go down this rabbit hole of past lives and all this other stuff. Excuse me. It seems like when we become our higher selves, when we leave this body and we choose to come back here, it is a choice that we choose. And you get that a lot. You get a lot of people that say that we choose to come back for whatever reason it is. Because there's just as many reasons for coming back, I guess, as there are people coming back. So so are you ready?
Yeah.
You want to talk about some poltergeists?
Yeah. Now, finally, we're going to talk about this big one. Physical effects, objects moving, doors slamming, scratches appearing. David's had scratches. And we've all had the electronic malfunctions.
Batteries draining, all the crazy stuff.
That's when we go back to the truck and say, let's go. When the lights go out, I'm out there.
What are you going to do on this next outing that we do? If that happens?
I've grown up since then. I've come to terms with it, and
good.
Nothing.
Yes, you have. I mean, when we was at the farmhouse, you showed a lot of that. So
yeah, I don't think. I think a evil thing could hurt you, but you have to let it hurt you.
Yeah, you got to be open to it.
Right.
Well, Ruth, a lot of poltergeists, that's kind of a double-edged sword a little bit, because they've also been linked to some young kids sometimes with their emotional states and stuff. So yes, I think that is a percentage, but I think that it can also be other.
So how does a non-physical entity move physical matter? And the answer is simple. They don't have to touch it. They can just manipulate the energy field.
Right.
Remember, spirits exist as organized electromagnetic consciousness. And our physical world, it's made of electromagnetic forces.
Right.
Atoms are held together by electromagnetic bonds. The objects have mass because of energy fields. Now, if a spirit can influence those fields even just a little bit, they can cause displacement.
Right.
And here's where it gets interesting. Poltergeist activity almost always surrounds unstable electromagnetic environments. emotional households, adolescents, like David said, going through puberty, people under extreme stress. And we asked ourselves why. It's simply because human emotion generates electromagnetic activity.
Right.
If a spirit is trying to interact, that energy gives them more to work with. It's not the spirit causing the activity alone. It's the combination of the resonance between human emotion and non-physical consciousness. So that's why poltergeist cases often stop when the emotional source stabilizes, not because the spirit left or because the bridge collapsed.
Right.
It's because that emotional source got stabilized.
Right. And so there we go. You know, there's more, a little bit better way of putting it, I guess you'd say, because it's a little of both.
Yeah.
So where does this leave us, Jason?
I don't think death is the end.
Right. Yeah. I think it's a dimensional transition, maybe. Consciousness doesn't just vanish, it shifts frequency. Spirits aren't trapped in our world, they're reaching into it from another layer of reality. Right. Hauntings aren't supernatural, they're natural. They're just operating on principles we're only beginning to understand. So if we approach this with science, curiosity, and respect, we might start bridging the gap. Now, not to prove that ghosts exist, but to understand what existence really means, right? We kind of started the show off with that. Because if consciousness survives death, if awareness continues beyond the body, then everything's going to change. How we live, how we grieve, how we even treat each other. Now, this isn't just paranormal research. This is the most important question we can ask. What are we? I mean, really, what are we? And I think maybe the dead's actually trying to tell us.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think you're right. I think that's a good theory.
Yeah.
I think this whole show was a good theory about death.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it ties this pretty nicely in a bow with a little ribbon on it, and ties it into science and into proven fact, right? We could prove these scientific things.
Yeah.
So we know there's other dimensions. We know that these other things exist. We know consciousness exists. We don't know where. We don't know what consciousness is. We can't understand consciousness, but we do understand a lot of these other things. And we also know that what? Thermodynamics says that energy is not created nor destroyed. It's always there. And there's one thing that the Matrix told everybody, and how many of you were listening? You're all batteries. Every one of us, we're all batteries. We are all energy. And so think about that. Think about that. We're energy. Energy cannot be destroyed nor created. So where does it go?
I want to mention too, I probably said this before, but you know, when I was younger, before me and David got together doing this show and investigating all this stuff, I was a skeptic. I was scared to die. I didn't know what was going on. You know, was it hell? Was it heaven? What was it? I just didn't want to die. I know that. And after investigating and going on and with the things that I've witnessed, David's witnessed them a whole lot longer than me, but I've come to the conclusion that death is not an ending. There's something else there, and it don't bother me anymore. I can talk about it. I can joke about it, and used to I wouldn't say, "Oh man, I wish I was dead." I wouldn't say that because I didn't want it to happen.
Right.
But now it don't bother me one bit, and that's how we need to look at life. I think.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it.
No, well, I mean, the problem with that, and we could get into some crazy stuff with that. And this is only going to be a 1 hour show, but when you take away from your peace from today, right, then that's all the time you have. You have this 1 second right now. That's all we have. That's right now, this second. A second ago is already passed, and the second to come hasn't come yet. We live in the infinite now. That's always now, right? And so when you worry about things that you can't control, you're giving that time and that peace away to something else, again, that you can't control. So there is no sense or reason behind worrying about things. Live, have fun. You only live this life like this is the only one you're ever going to get.
I was actually miserable, didn't want to go to sleep, didn't think I'd wake up, but I don't even think about it now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and you living through that, what kind of peace do you have now compared to what you did?
Man.
Right.
I sleep like a baby.
Right. Because I mean, unfortunately, it's something we cannot control.
Yeah.
We can't control how long we live.
That's like my grandfather used to tell me all the time, because he knew I was scared of stuff. And he used to say, even I was scared of storms and stuff like that. He would say, what's going to happen is going to happen. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Right. Absolutely.
And, he was right.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it, but I do not think it's the end.
Right. No. And that's an absolute too. I mean, whatever your beliefs are, from one end of the spectrum to the other, whatever your beliefs are, you have to understand the one thing that we talked about tonight, and that's energy cannot be created nor destroyed. And you are energy. You are energy. So when this body goes, that energy that is you, that same energy that they can put an EKG machine on your head and they could watch every thought pattern, they could watch everything that happens, that energy goes somewhere. It can't be destroyed. So,
you know what we need to invent?
What's that?
Something that can capture that energy and hold it.
It could be like a Ghostbusters then.
Well, no, not something like that, but I'm talking serious. Something that can hold this energy and study it.
Right.
That would be awesome. We could get to that point.
We could, but then you would have the thought of, if you are trapping a person just to study them,
but
right?
You wouldn't be really a person.
But see, then you're a transcended being at that point, because you're no longer on this physical plane.
Right.
So you could be,
I don't think that would ever happen. Probably not.
Aunt Mary, in a glass jar to study her. Ecology, you're mine. It's like catching fireflies in summer, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's a good thing to study, though.
Yeah.
And they've studied people after death and watched their brain waves and just different things happen and stuff like that. So
I watched a movie about a week ago called The Lazarus Effect. Man, that's a good movie.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it.
Yep. It is a good movie. Definitely good. Watch it. Jason, 4 out of 4, he recommends.
Yes. We hope everybody's enjoyed this little 1 hour show almost.
Yep. Thanks everybody for showing up. Ruth, you're gonna have to come in more often. Hey Jason, how you doing?
Jason, you just caught the end of the show, buddy.
The book. Look at that.
The new book.
No,
the Lazarus effect.
Effect.
Okay.
Yep. Well, we want to thank everybody for showing up and being part of the show. Thank you, Jason Finch, for popping in.
Yeah, go back and watch it.
Yeah, I think it's a good show. I think you'll enjoy it. Remember, connect with us at paranormal411.org. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube for all the latest updates. Join us live every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch us on Subspace Radio and all major podcast platforms. Remember, do not miss our books, East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore Edition 2, A Comprehensive Guide to Paranormal Investigations, and The Haunted Ledger. Now, they're all available on Amazon or directly through paranormal411.org. Join us. Thank you, Ruth.
Yeah, thanks everybody for listening. And remember, Saturday, 8 p.m., we're going to have Dr. Christopher Macklin. We're going to be talking about the mysterious Greenland and what's going on up there.
Yep. And sorry for everybody that, wasn't here at the beginning of the show that we had to cancel with the Blondes and Booze this Saturday. And we are working to get them back on the show. I was out of town and did not feel very good. And so we canceled the show. So,
he was depressed. I think he lost money at the casino.
Actually, the first night I did pretty good. I made money. So.
No, actually, David was sick, and I had a pretty bad eye infection. My eyes are just now cleared up from about a week and a half ago. So
wow, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh yeah.
Everybody have a good night. We will see you Saturday.
Yes. Join
and
us.
Remember, be on the lookout because Jason and I have some big things coming soon.
Yeah.
So that's all we're going to say. Nothing else.
We're going to be doing some things all year long.
Yes. Yep.
So we'll see you guys Saturday.
Have a good night.
Have you ever wondered what lurks in the shadows? What secrets the night hides? What strange phenomena might be happening just beyond your perception? Join us as we journey into the world of the paranormal, exploring everything from ghosts and UFOs to cryptids and unexplained occurrences. From haunted houses to all things paranormal, join us in the search for the truth behind the veil. Welcome to Paranormal 411.